Hi, I'm Daniel and it's Ashville Weekly, episode 131. It's Monday morning. I'm in the yard. It's going to be a good week because I'm prepared for it and I'm excited. Our new salesman has come into the office early, which is always a fantastic start. And we have a new videographer who's going to be here any minute, who I'm going to show around. The time is 7:45. The train has arrived. 19 wagons of Type 1. Let's get it offloaded. Even though Easter is approaching, we still carry on at the refurbishment project because there's plenty to do. These are 7x2 treated joists. They are going to be rafters in the new construction for the loft. On the right, we have 22mm copper pipe, which is a hot and cold feed going to a shower mixer. On the left, we have 22mm copper pipe again. This hot and cold will feed a sink. On the far left, the two pipes you can see are 28mm copper to give us a great flow per minute. In the middle, we have two 22mm, which is also a hot and cold feed. And on the outside, we have a 15mm hot water return. Now, this is in place to ensure that when you turn the tap, you have hot water immediately and you don't have to wait for the water to travel all the way from the cylinder. In the basement with all the stud work up, we're going to start with the air conditioning and then it will be the first fix of plumbing and electric. So the 1.75 ton zero swing digger and dumper need to be loaded onto the flatbed, and we're taking them from the flatbed to Andrew Southern's house so we can begin the work there. Email from the guys at the TV show and I needed to do a bit of voiceover, so we've made this so we've made this makeshift booth. You know, we put the towels on the table to stop the echo and we put this here to do it, and I have to do a couple of pickups and send it to them ASAP because they're mid-edit. Time now is 2:35 and I'm interviewing more videographers at 3:45. So I've got 2 meters before that. The phone is popping off, but luckily I'm able to do these voiceovers, send them off so they can continue with the edit. The day continues. It's Tuesday. I'm not in the yard. I'm at Andrew Southern's house. This is a place where I was in the past and I did a review of this £15 million property, which I love. We've started some work here, and as you can see, we've broken out some hardcore and we've made a little box around so the grab can come in and take all of this out. This morning I went to have a look at a site that Ashville may look at purchasing. Now, I didn't film where I was because the last sites that I went to look at, and I put in Ashville Weekly, people went to buy it just because I posted it, and luckily for the landlord, whenever I look at something, the price goes up. Do you remember when Abramovich first went to Chelsea and every player he looked at, like, the price dramatically skyrocketed because, like, he looked at it? Well, I'm that new guy. If you're a landlord, just invite me to look at your site. The price will go up dramatically because I want it, and they'll buy it just to spite me, even though it don't really work for them. If I do that for you, then you may have to give me a cut, an agent fee. 1% will do me nicely. I'm about to have a meeting now with Michael, David, and some of the other lads to talk about how we're gonna demolish parts of this house and rebuild it. But that will be a separate video, and a very interesting one at that. Here's what I don't understand. They were doing screed and put steel in it, or they were pouring concrete. What did they do, screed or concrete here?
Screed.
They did screeding and threw that on the floor in the screed. We're just taking a look at the work here, and we're noticing a couple of areas where the job has changed already. And we have a borehole here tomorrow. Just realized that the side access, because of a tree, is quite tight. So they've got 1.7 and 2 meters high, but they should be able to get in around that, because I think it's one of those ones that it's gonna track in, and then it's gonna got legs that are gonna like open out like a spider. So this is 5G.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be normal turf, yeah? Where's, oh!
It's all right today.
Nah, man. Fuming. Where's the football? This is the final of QPR in the playoffs, yeah? No, not relegation. Yeah, nah. What's this concrete diving board?
Well, I imagined it, you have it here, come up, and it's just floating. It's just floating, comes out, and that's it. So it's about this high.
So you really want a concrete diving board?
I think so.
I thought the diving board would be like flexi out of some kind of stronger plastic or something.
When we get the water slide in, that's going to be the fun bit.
The water slide. Do you want this curved, or can I make this square?
Rectangular.
Fine. All right, good. If you start including...
Yeah, 800 to a metre, yeah.
This man was talking with me about how dangerous it was. You came out, and it managed to get wider and longer. I'm glad we managed to sort that out. Oh, he's still got it. He's still got it, man. He's still got it. Boom! He's still got it.
I don't know how, but somebody has managed to send an email to my CFO from my email address saying that they're a lawyer from a company in central London. I checked them, they are a legit company, and said that they're chasing an unpaid invoice issued, and they've been advised to contact them regarding the payment. And then an email came from me saying that the CFO should pay it. And the CFO went to respond to me, it said someone else's name. Let me check the outstanding balance. £39,328 and 46p. And they even attached a copy of the invoice. And if you're looking at it, it came from me. Thankfully, she didn't just make payment. That's like 40 grand, bang, gone. And you know you're never gonna get it back. Oh, man. We have a train of sand that's due to come in at 4 o'clock, which we were going to start to offload, and Flo was going to break the back out of it nice and early. However, we've just had an email saying that the train is delayed, and the train's not going to be until after 5. I have to keep people here later, which means they can't go home to their families earlier through completely no fault of our own, but that's just the way it is. But then again, that's my job. Let me just read this invoice, read this fully. Is running 114 minutes late, owing points, failure at Willesden, West London Junction. There is make-up time in the schedule, however. ETA to Thorney Mill is 1700 hours. Michael, my brother, you are shooker than me. You've probably gone home for the day.
No, I haven't.
I can hear you in the car.
Job, so I can get you out working again. So you haven't got all your vehicles in the corner of the yard. And you walking around going, get rid of the tippers, help!
I got a video sent to my phone of one of your tippers up in my manor, super close to my yard, at around 6 o'clock this morning. Were you driving to Scania for some repairs because it was broken? Is that what it is?
You were only an apple in your mother's eye when I was in West London. So please do not say I was on your manor.
What's the matter with me having the garage equipment? Click here to watch that video.
State of the art comes to Tottenham, doesn't it? We've got the state of the art garage. Then again, we've got most of that equipment in our garage anyway, so we don't really...
Didn't look like that to me, mate. When I was in your garage, I saw like this spanner holder on the wall with loads of spanners missing, a couple of hammers lying around, and an old broken air gun, and a bunch of rust buckets. I didn't see anything in your workshop.
My good friend, our workshop is state of the art. Heated workshop floor.
You are chatting absolute garbage. You don't even heat your own house with central heating. How are you going to heat the workshop floor?
What's going on in West London? Why is there an O'Donovan lorry in West London?
I don't know, mate. You tell me.
It's probably one of our loads of quality crushed material we do deliver.
Why's the sheet all messed up on it?
It was probably one we didn't iron before we left the yard. We use the iron our sheets.
Do me a favour, keep your lorries out of here, please.
Not your manor. I've allowed you into the West London manor. When you say, Daniel's on the road again, think of my old man. He probably put that road there for you, Daniel.
You're really fuming that I got this equipment, ain't you?
I'll speak to you soon.
Oh, later,
Take
bye.
care.
Train is in, 6 wagons on the secondary line, flow is ready to go. Sun is shining, still plenty of daylight to get the train offloaded. We need to keep the Type 1 coming in and the sand coming in because of the shortages in the local area. And we have to make sure that we have the material to ensure that our salesmen and the rest of our team can succeed. That's it for Tuesday. Let's offload this train. It's Wednesday. I'm in the yard. Work continues at Andrew's house. The guys have arrived to do the boreholes. Now we're doing those boreholes because we need to know the ground conditions there because we don't want to end up in the same problem that the people who did the previous work ended up in. Of course, Michael O'Donovan loves to gas. The man is actually fuming that I got that garage equipment for a good price. So this man has decided to go and spend £500,000, so he says.
Standing here down with my new crusher I've just had delivered, the SPN, electric diesel, more electric than diesel, £500,000 worth, but you know, nothing to me. Haley plant can afford it. Bought a brand new one of these wash bays, set up as well when I get sorted. Will, go easy with the camera, Will, we don't want to lose the camera. What do you reckon, Dan? Give us your opinion, mate.
It's a nice day in the yard, and once again, the yard is a completely different place when the sun is shining, which I very much enjoy. The other day I measured up for the signs to go on the silo. They have arrived and they are here ready to be installed. It's Thursday. I'm not in the yard. I'm on the road again. 2 people asked me last week, I'm not sure why. They said,
how many hours do you work a week?
And I was like, well, I don't know. I open my eyes around 10 to 5, Sunday, maybe 7 o'clock. Before I do anything, I'm on the phone, emails, right, this person's trying it, respond to this. Is there a WhatsApp from last night I missed? Like, I got to get up and I got to make a coffee. So I'm not working when I'm making a coffee. I work while I'm eating my lunch, and I eat my lunch late, like trying to keep the weight down. I leave work around 6:30, 7. I go gym, spend about an hour in the gym, go home, have a shower, so I'm not working when I'm having a shower, even though I'm thinking about it, and then I jump back on the computer and I do a couple of emails between 9 and 10, half 10. So I allow an hour, and I'm basing it on 6 till 9 p.m, Monday to Friday. And I think this calculator thing I did online, if we look at it here, I think I work about a 92-hour week. But it's still not enough. There's times when I want to do more, but I'm so tired, or I've wrote a 2-paragraph email and I've read it like 10 times and I'm still changing, it don't make sense, and I'll say, right, like, you are just being counterproductive. And at that point I'll say, look, I have to stop and go sleep. But then the problem is I go sleep with that on my head, and then I wake up before my alarm and be like, I wake up like Fury in the first fight with Deontay Wilder after he held a spark and he just found the energy to just get up out of nowhere. That's across a number of companies. We're talking about aggregates and concrete. We're talking about construction. Now, construction has got 2 significant jobs on. There's new people starting in concrete and aggregates every single day. Then you've got the entertainment side of it. I'm trying to watch videos and I'm trying to think of new videos to film. Sometimes my time is like 70-30, another time is 50-50. But there was that time when I was flying doing the TV show, there was much more time going into that than anything else. So, you know, the time divided between the businesses constantly changes. But at the moment, aggregates and concrete needs my focus. I wish I could do more. I feel like I'm kind of letting down the side. I really should be aiming for 100 hours a week, because I think that means that anyone else who's trying to do what I'm doing, I'm doubling the work they're putting in. If you hang around that barbershop long enough, you will get a haircut. Know that. And I don't know why I'm shouting. It's 10 to 8. On the road again. Hanover Square. I'm going to Tape nightclub while it's daylight. I've realised that new Elizabeth line, what goes near the yard, actually comes here. It's in a great location. Maybe I should have actually jumped on the train.
Maybe we can talk about the phone that you use, because we could maybe use
Okay.
more acoustically
Okay.
helpful phone
Okay.
on the sidewalls and on the ceiling.
Okay. As I look at this space, everything's got to come out. Like, I can't build around what you've got. I've got to basically strip the whole thing, like inside what you've done for sound, and build inside of that. Finished my meeting in Tape. Known the owner there for years. Before he was a nightclub owner, he knew me when I just started Ashville. So it's strange to reconnect now, so far on into our journeys. They have a music studio there, and they got a lot of musicians go there and they record, but he wants me to kind of do it like the room we did for KSI. Click here to watch that video. But I'm telling him, look, I need 8 weeks, not because it's a lot of work, but because the sequencing of works, and we have to do the messy work first. We can't be drilling next to somebody trying to use fabric next to it because of the dust. So it's a sequence of works. What I'm going to do is let my mate know a budget cost, and then maybe there could be somewhere where they could slot it in so we could get in there and do all the work. But yeah, that is an exciting project. And if we do that, that would definitely be a standalone video, along with the first artist who records in there. So I remember Joshua from Morts and More. Been a minute, he ain't been about, but he's made me a gift. Boy.
Not everyone gets gifts though, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Exclusive.
What, we went for the black and yellow to match the Ashville, yeah?
This is it.
I'm loving it. Okay, it's the Morts and More emblem. What's that say?
Overachiever.
Overachieve. Boy, I don't think I am, but cool, I'll rock it in still.
All cashmere blends on the front and 100% wool on the sleeves.
Wow. Thank you, man.
dope.
Appreciate it, bro.
It's all good, man. You're welcome.
3 of 100. But why have I got 3 though and not number 1? Who's got number
I got
1?
one.
You got 1.
Tunde's got 2.
Tunde's got 2. Rah. Tunde got number 2. One of my mates who I grew up with, Daniel Lucas, he's got his build firm to start using us for skips. He's the one who sent me the footage of our tipper doing the planing work. We're doing all the concrete for them now. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. It's always good when people from back in the day and people from the past begin to use us. I've just come into the backyard to have a look at the tidying that's going on here. So I can see the lads are using the 926. And I can see already we're making some space. You can see why we can't do this when the train's here. You can put those inside the bucket of the LH60, and then when you're picking up muck, every time you open and close, actually cleans the bucket out, because I spec'd it from the start, so you know my plans and what I'm gonna be doing next. We moved a bit of the steels and we've moved all the bagged aggregate that was over there. I think we're probably gonna take the skip boat and put the skip boat on top of the turnstiles. This bin was full of old steel. We went through all the steel and decided, will we use you and will we not? And if we're never gonna use you and I'm just being a hoarder, then we put it in a 20-yard bin and we went and tipped it round, and I got some money back for that. Don't watch how much though. I was gonna concrete this area. I'll wait till we give it a clean. I might give it a little scrape and I'll assess it again at that point. But I remember putting this material here, and this material has been compacted and there's like a bit of recycled type 1 on top of it. So it looks all right, but I'll decide when it's all done. The time is 4:45. Just done a watch through with Jay. And this is Jay's final watch through. Jay is parting ways with us, which Meds is going to be happy about. Jay's the one who keeps killing Meds.
I didn't start it.
He didn't start it, but he definitely finished it. Jay is moving on. He's been offered a fabulous opportunity somewhere else, and we wish Jay the best of luck. We want the best for him, don't we, Ray?
100%.
Yeah, it's kind of like a changing at the guards at Ashville. There'll always be a place for Jay here. We thank him for his service, and I want to say that Jay, on a personal level as well, Jay's spirit around the office is like fantastic. Just him as a person, work aside, it's a great vibe. But you may well see less burials in the videos. No. I'm not just collecting them so they can sit in the yard and collect dust, like I have done a number of other things. All right, now we know who's to blame, innit? Because the new people, one of which who's filming now, they won't just start slewing everyone.
No,
yeah, but he will. So, thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And we wish him the best, man, and we hope he's successful in his new role. And I won't say where he's going, but we'll tell you eventually, and hopefully we can collaborate with them at some point, because they did clap my editor off me. And that's it for Thursday. It's Good Friday. I'm not in the yard. I'm at Andrew Southern's house. I've taken the opportunity to pop down and have a look at how the demolition is getting on. Mikey and the lads told me that there were some areas of this slab that were so thick that the 1.5 ton machine was struggling to break it. It was about a 220 mil slab. So we're going to bring a 3 tonner down here and see if we can break it up. But today counts as a bank holiday, even though we don't work in the bank. So the boys aren't here because we're trying to be accommodating to the neighbours. We have Andrew's Southern Grove Ashville gym done in the Ashville colours. I'm going to try and use this over Easter. The 2 gyms I go to, both people are talking about opening at 10 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, I've done a day's work. I can't do it today because I have to be at QPR by 12:30, and we're quite far from that area. But definitely in the next few days, I will give it a go. Out the front of the house. Yes, the grabs have most definitely been coming. Most of the stuff that we've excavated and broken away, we've taken it already. Site's being well managed. You see me talking about out of hours work, people working on Sundays and trying to get some of it. I'm happy to say that today we have 3 lorries out working on an infrastructure project, the same work you saw us doing a couple of weeks ago. Terry managed to get us that work, and as we begin to get our salesman and someone in managing transport, mind you, the lad who used to be driving, who is now in the lorry, he's doing quite well on the transport, so it frees Terry up. Now our second salesman has started. They're beginning to tag team people, and Terry has given them the nickname the Blues Brothers. So Sam, our concrete salesman, out and about, he's secured some work already, and then now he's trying to cross-sell. So whenever he goes to visit someone who he's going to sell concrete to, he takes Darren with him and they give the full offering to the client. And these guys are selling so much. The new business, which we're going to be launching very soon, bear with me, some of the paperwork for the business already, like some data on the offering, this man already put it on his LinkedIn. And I said, we're not actually doing that yet. You can tell people, but we're not actually. And he was like,
would you want me to sell it or not?
It's my fault because I didn't tell him not to put it up, but he's still offering it to people as part of the full service that Ashville are going to offer. That is a great problem to have, that the sales team working for you want to sell everything. I said sell everything but the lorries. We need the lorries. We need the lorries, and we need the L860 and the machines. Other than that, sell everything you can. On the sales front, I'm very happy with how it's going at the moment. It's going well. Sounding good? Easter money's here as well. It's Saturday, and I'm not in the yard. This morning I am working from Andrew Southern's house. I head up here very early, and you can see how foggy it was. Luckily, the weather's cleared up now. We're doing some work in the yard. We had to pour some concrete because there's an area where the machine always tracks over, and that area became damaged. And speaking of concrete, my friend Elliot, you saw us pouring concrete up at his site last Christmas. So we're back up there today, sending a few lorries. Thomas and Ollie have gone up there because he's concreting more of the yard so he can continue to sort out all the skips. I'm just waiting for Manny from Elite Paving. He's going to assist us so we can accelerate the work here. Frighty and Hamza are in. I'm going to see how we're getting on with the video team. And then my mate Paul, I grew up with, he is having a cookout or cook-off or cookout or something like that. Manny from Elite Pave has arrived. We were looking at the access on the side, and we're not going to manage to get a 5-ton machine in here. So we're gonna have to get a 3-ton machine, but Manny's got one with an extended arm on it. We got a little challenge, and I think we found a solution for it. On this side of the pool, he wanted to build a small wall here, but all the services are underneath. So our idea is to step everything in a little bit, and on top of this concrete slab, now this concrete slab is about 220 mil thick, we'll drill and we'll put some rebar in it. So we'll put rebar, and then we'll put some shutter in, and then we'll pour a concrete upstand, but we'll just have to make this pathway a bit smaller. Then we'll dig just in front of it and put the drain there, then build up everything here so the tiles, so the rainwater goes back this way into the drain, and then we've got the wall which stops all the creepy crawlies and other wildlife, what we're living here long before any of us, from crawling into the swimming pool, because that is highly annoying for Andrew. Hey, look at this, yeah? I thought, why are they taking the legs off the trampoline and dashing it on the floor? But it turns out I was wrong. It's sunk in. Hey, I might get one of these in the yard, boy. Hey, should I do a somersault? Oh, now it's creaking. Yeah, I'm a bit heavy for all that. But that was, thought that was quite cool. Take a look underneath it. Look at that. Haven't had any instructions to put that back in, but I wouldn't mind if we did. And it turns out that last night when we weren't here, there was a murder which took place. This pigeon met its demise in this garden, possibly tangled with the wrong fox. Sign me over, time to head back to the yard. Back in the yard, checking on the bits we're doing. I told you we've been through 3 water pumps this year. That's the water after the main tank you can see over there. The water hose runs all along and then connects to this pump, and then that makes sure that the concrete lorries fill that bit faster. I'm tired of these cracking, and I'm tired of also asking everyone to empty all the water out of it when the weather's going to take a dive. So we've come up with another solution. So we've put some insulation around it. We filled the gaps with expanding foam. We've only done this area because this area cannot be boxed in. This area here, once it's all dry, we're going to cut off all the expanding foam. We're going to get some bits of ply and box it all in. My new signs are going up. That one's going there. And this one is already in place. Nice. You can't say that you didn't know. Let's go and have a look at the back. That compressor's got to get broken down before we can get rid of it. Fence panels we're going to keep. All the buckets and a load of steel in one place. These are the old buckets when we used to use the King's Hoffer ones before we used the WiseTech ones. I always feel the WiseTech ones crunch the concrete better. Bunch of buckets from some old machines, like the Cats we had. L860 bucket, no longer boxed in. All the concrete pipe now together. For the IBC spillage units, we've taken them, put them all upside down so they don't just collect water. More steels together, rebar at the back. Spill trays, still all the hoses are together. And look at the space we've made. Look at that. Now the most annoying thing about this is I'm paying for that. You know that the landlord ain't giving me any square foot for free. But the boys are now cleaning it up, getting rid of all the weeds as well. All of this space now is space that can be used for storage. But of what, you ask? George, yeah. I have a plan. See inside this bin, yeah? There's a plate there. There's one steel plate left, isn't there? Take the plate with these plates. And then all these other little bolts and stuff, put them in the scrap bin, George. Tip the skip as well, please. Thank you. Put all of this in the small skip, take this, tip it, and then go and tip that as well, yeah? We were going to start pulling this bin and moving it further down to make even more space. But you know what, now I look at it, we have some other 20-yard bins which are decent, and spending a week fixing this and spending money on steel and this and that, do you know what, let it go. Take what's good, put the rest in the actual skip, tip that, take that bin, tip it. That will completely clear this area up. Now I look around there trying to get around the skip, and there was a bit of a pinch point, but then I realized I've got my rubber on the tracks here, so I can move over from this side to that side. It's happening, slowly but surely. Saturday afternoon,
And I'm in the yard. I'm a little bit worried that he would wait, but I'm in the yard this side. Nothing, that's all.
Yeah, this bench might flip over. Mr. Shalalam was
Great content though.
Lenny's here. Yeah, let's not do that. We're at Paulie's cookout. My friend Paul is on the grill there, so we come out in force to support. Sun shining for once. Food good. Food is good. I'm going up for my second. Are you on second?
I've had second already.
I'm waiting for my second, so I got there a bit late. I was in the yard. Lenny, what do you want first? Lenny's first. You going for second? I was covered in about second. It's good gear, man. Really. Yeah. And there's plenty of protein there. Craig's here as well. Give us a wave. So yeah, we're just enjoying Saturday afternoon. We're chilling out. And I've just realised I didn't put my mic on, so hopefully this audio is not too bad. And we got a live band, and they're applauding us. They are applauding us, yeah.
Was that for us?
Yeah, that was for us.
For Daniel, it's so famous.
Such a cheat, man. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here to see an Ashville video you may not have seen before, and click here for last week's episode, which was number 130. And now it's time to eat. Yeah.